Hey, what's up? It's your girl Diamonds Anisha, aka Didi, also known as Didi Says So. This is my YouTube channel, Didi Says So. Now I'm back with another video. So as always, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. If you like the video as you're watching, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. So today for you, we have a March wrap up and an April TBR. So this is where I kind of go a little bit into depth about the books that I read and finished and let you know what's on my mind for the following month. So I read 8 books in the month of March. It was almost 9, but I don't count the book until I finish it in that month. So the first book we have for you is Who's That Girl by EVE. It is the book club pick for Says So Book Club, where we're meeting this Sunday, April 6th at 7 p.m. through Zoom. I really enjoyed the book. I love learning about her life, from like getting signed to getting unsigned to signed again. Her upbringing, her being the first lady of Rough Riders, all the way up into her marrying her husband and having her first baby at 43, like the talk show, the movies she did, appearances, and different stuff like that. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to talk about it on Sunday. Next book we have is Brooklyn by Tracy Brown. I do have a full book review of this in the YouTube Shorts or a TikTok and Reel. Follows Brooklyn. She's a pastor's daughter. She feels like he's scamming the church. She doesn't really like it, but then she ends up running away, and she just like goes about burning every bridge. Like, if you read the book, let me know in the comments. I was like, you found yourself rooting for the main character, but it's like she just kept doing stuff that made you was like, girl, is you ever gonna get it together? And their plot twist at the end had you. So just so you know, the book does start off a little slow. So keep that in mind. But once it picks up, it picks up. The third book was The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest. This is the third installment. It follows Angel. And I can't think of the other young lady's name because I got notes for everybody, but this one, Angel and such and such. The female character, she has a daughter, and she her husband passed away, so she hasn't really found herself getting back on the dating scene. Angel, he's an R&B singer. He's like kind of in the public. She's kind of like not, and they found themselves coming together. They tried to like keep it kind of secret, and a lot of stuff was going on. I really wish I would have took notes. I really did end up liking this, but I'm sorry, my favorite book from this series would have to be The Partner Plot, which is the second book. The first book was The Neighbor Flavor, and I really loved that one. So it'll probably be The Partner Plot, Neighbor Favor, and then The Love Lyric, because I just felt like the characters didn't really connect like you wanted them to. It kind of felt like a little bit forced. The next book I read was The Wonder by Emma Donahue. I was trying to read this book to participate in my library's book club, and I didn't get a chance to participate, but since I was already 75% in, I went and finished it. But I never would have picked up this book on my own. Let's start by there. It's about an English nurse who is summoned to take care of this 11-year-old girl named Anna O'Donnell, who hasn't eaten for months, but she seems to be thriving. She's been brought there to kind of like uncover the truth, the secrets of what the family's been doing, because apparently somebody has been feeding this girl something, and she's determined to get to the bottom of it. The plot twist at the end, like what the nurse ends up doing, kind of like it's taken aback. There's some family secrets and things that was taking place that happened. And I also heard that this was turned into like a Netflix series, or a Hulu series. So maybe I'll watch a TV series and I'll get more in depth in it. But like listening to the book, it just felt like a lot of context, but it was going nowhere. I don't know. That's just my take on it. The next ones are The Good Ones Are Taken by Taj McCoy. The other book that I read by Taj McCoy, I can't think of it off the top, but it followed like kind of like love triangle type situation. That was the same thing here. We have Maggie. She dealt with a bad breakup. She wants to get back out there because both of her best friends are having a wedding. They kind of encourage her to get out there to find a date. She ends up talking to this doctor. I think his name is Garrett or something. Around the same time that her best friend, the best friend name is Garrett. I don't know what the doctor name is. I'm gonna do better notes next time. Around the same time that her best friend Garrett tells her that he's basically in love with her. So like you can kind of tell where the story is gonna go, but you still are engrossed and you still read it and you still want to find out what's gonna happen with this young lady. Really good. And I'm a romance girly, so you already know. So we do have some physical books. First book we have is First Lie Wins. Evie Porter. She has a doting husband. white picket fence, Girl Good for Fence, but the only thing is she doesn't exist. So Evie Porter, also known as Luca, is kind of like this lady. She does like little odd jobs, and her boss has her put in different positions where there's a target. Her target is Ryan, who is her boyfriend, and she's trying to figure out why she's doing this job. She messed up on a job, the previous job, and she got a second chance. But she comes to find out that she finds out the real identity of her true boss and trying to get out of the game or whatever. And it was really interesting. Like at first I was kind of confused because this is one of those books that goes back into past of her previous aliases. So they all kind of line up and meet up and the clues start connecting and you like, oh, so by the end of it you're really engrossed. So that was that. The next book we have is Grown Women by Sarah Johnson. This was a book club pick for Trees and Vines, the book club that I'm in. And when I tell you these 4 generational women was something else. So we have the head, which is Evelyn. Evelyn had Charlotte. Charlotte had Camilla. Corinna, and Corinna had Camille. Now Charlotte is like, it starts off as the main character. We don't find about Evelyn till later, but it's just basically like 3 generations of women who have not been the best mother, and they have went about things the wrong way, but they did the best that they knew how. Camille is the granddaughter or the great great granddaughter, and I feel like she's given Charlotte and Evelyn a second chance. She got a little bit of connection with her mom, but it was just a lot of like generational trauma being passed down from one to the next. A lot going on. No one really taking accountability for their actions. It was a lot going on with this, but this was a really good book. I recommend it to anybody. And then the last book that we have going through the list is Single Black Female Addicted to Retail. Well, Single Black Female by Tracy Brown, RIP. I read the White Lines trilogy by Tracy Brown when I first kind of got back in reading and we first started Said So Book Club. And then last year I read Hold You Down. And when I tell you that book is kind of traumatizing, like it just felt like you could not win for losing. Like the sister's story had me in tears. And then we hear with Single Black Female, it follows 4 women who are all kind of interconnected. Ivy, she's been holding her man Mikey down. He's in prison he's so far done 16 years, but he has a life sentence. And she's been raising his 2 boys on her own. His little sister Coco, she has been messing with this guy. Again, can't think of his name. She's been messing with this guy in a string around like friends with benefits type situation. And she's like, she's doing good for herself. She has everything going for herself, but she wants to turn this friends with benefits situation into something serious. And she finds out something about the guy that she's talking to, and it doesn't become serious. Deja, on the flip side, who was friends with Ivy, was dating Rashid, who was Mikey's boy. Rashid got caught up as being the getaway driver, even though he didn't do it. Deja couldn't handle it. She ended up leaving him, and she went to another town. She married another guy to help raise her and Rashid's daughter. Child, I need to start taking notes. I mean, I took notes, but apparently not the right ones. I didn't write down the kids' names, but she helped raise their daughter. And then the 4th person, Nikki, who is the younger sister of Deja, she's just like out free. She's like a social media person, living her life, doing what she do best. And that's what's been going on with it. I really enjoyed it. 5 out of 5. This was supposed to be a buddy read, but my buddy was kind of late reading. But I'm going to do a thorough review about this because I really like this book. This is actually a 5-star read, and this may be on my top 5 because you just get so engrossed with the stories. You just like, it's just like one thing keeps happening after another. You just want to find out what's going to happen. Infidelity, so much going on. So for my TBR list, I thought I was going to say it wrong. For my TBR list for April, it's a lot going on. So I'm just going to let you know all the books that I would like to read, and I'm going to put them on the screen. So we have My Sister is a Serial Killer by Onion Ken. I'm not even going to butcher the last name. All Sinners Bleed by S.A. Crosby. Lock the Door by Frida McFadden. The Crash by Frida McFadden. Guilt and Guillotine by Mia P. Manasala. In It to Win It by Sharon C. Cooper. Thing About Home by Rhonda McKnight. Queens of Geek by Jen Wild. Sons of El Rey by Alex Espinosa. A Husband, a Boyfriend, and a Side Dude by Tanisha Stewart, which is a repeat from I think February's TBR list. Work Husband by Octavia Grant. Mr. Dixon by Lynette King. Sins of Christy by Lynette King. Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon, and also Wahala by Nikki May, which is what I should have started with because I actually finally finished it. So it counts as an April read, even though I started it in March. But that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 books. The latter that I read, the ones by Tanisha Stewart, Octavia Grant, and Lynette King, are kind of short, so I can definitely find them being part of it. My physical reads, y'all know I be struggling with physical reads, but I did want to put a couple in there. I also have the audio for this, but that is my TBR list for April. Let me know in the comments how many books you've read. Let me know in the comments how many books you plan on reading for April. If you would like to buddy read any of these books with me, please let me know. I would love to read them with you and chat it up with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. So that is my March wrap up and my April TBR. Make sure you come back next month to find out my April wrap up and my May TBR. As always, happy reading.